Welcome, everybody. You just tuned in to Real Laughs on 104.1. It is Tuesday. It is June 16th. That's a very special day for a lot of us. Now, I'm joined in studio with some very funny guys, my brothers. I love them. Comedians in arms is what I call them. We got Mike Herlihy. That's right.
Yay, part of the cavalcade of comedy. Good to see you guys.
Damn cavalcade.
We're going to be going tour. We're going to call it that, the Cavalcade of Comedy Tour.
You're going to go on tour.
And we also got the godfather of Orlando Comedy, Mr. Ken Miller. What's going on, sir?
Okay, so we go on tour. What's the order?
No, we rotate. We have to rotate.
All right, because I love hosting. So I host. I love host. I'm one of the few people I think that really love hosting.
Yeah, you do love it. You do love it, man. I used to have a great time doing it.
Well, that's your fault, Jane. It's your fault. You taught me how to host, so it's your fault.
I taught you to have fun. Yeah, man.
I would rather host it instead of headline. 100%. The money ain't the same, but
bruh.
Yeah.
No, that's why. Don't they do in like New York and sometimes California where they actually have the headliner as kind of the guy running the whole show?
Vegas shows do that.
Is that the way they do it?
Somebody said back in the day, was it who used to do the late night? God, I can't think of his name. Jay Leno. Jay Leno said back in the 80s, and I think it was in his book that he said that the host got paid more than the headliner because the host was the most important part of the show.
I can see.
Which to me is come on. If the host is bad, I feel bad for the feature. I don't feel bad for the headliner because the feature usually, if he's a good feature, gets you out that hole. But
I've told everybody before, somebody has to host the show. Somebody has to. And a lot of times you'll see the hosts go out and they haven't been taught how to host. They don't know what hosting is. So they go out and do basically a 15-minute guest spot when the audience isn't ready for it. And then they come off stage and they're all upset because that audience sucks. No, man, you didn't set it up. You didn't do it right. And then the feature will not realize that the host didn't host. So he'll go out and just go right into his material. And some nights as the headliner, you're the first one to go out there and actually show any care or thank you or concern that the audience came out. And as soon as you get, hey, I know it sounds generic, which is why it should come from a host early in the night, but somebody at some point should make sure and check in with the audience and see if they're doing okay, you know?
Hey, you guys, how you guys feeling now? You guys feeling good?
Yeah.
Yes, we are feeling pretty good.
Thank them for coming out. They could have done anything. Show them you appreciate them.
Yeah.
It's like, I tell people, like, hosting is a lot like hosting a party in your house. You welcome them in when they come in the door. You make everybody feel comfortable. And if you got one guest that's making the other guests feel comfortable, just know that you're going to have him removed and we can get back to having our party, And as a host, you should be the person that they're excited to see come back up. Like if a feature bombs, they should be glad and comfortable. He's back.
Oh my God, Ken's back. Thank God. That last time was terrible.
You said the one thing that I always want from every host of mine. You need to be the most likable person that evening. You need to be the less controversial, the less offensive, edgy comic that's on the stage. You need to be the cheerleader of the night. Mm-hmm. They need to like you when you come back. Like, oh my God, yeah, Ken's coming back. This is great.
Now, that being said, I tell people all the time, there's some people that's not who they are. That's not their character and that's not their act. And I fully support that. Mm-hmm. Like Ross Padgett, when he was coming up, I'd be like, Ross is a great feature. I wouldn't put him as a host just because he's got kind of that kooky, off the wall.
Alien. He's alien for comedy.
A lot of character actors, they're great at what they do, or character comedians, they're great at what they do, but they're not exactly the let me get this crowd pumped up and set up. And that's your only job. Your job, and it takes a special amount of, I guess, not even ego, actually no ego. It takes a special amount to go, I'm not up here to crush and kill. If you guys are loving me, that's great. But I'm not trying to kill. My job is to get you guys quiet down, paying attention. I'm turning a crowd into an audience. Yeah, that's all I'm doing here.
James, what's the guy who did a couple of shows with us? I can't think of his name. The mixed kid, tall. God, what's his name? He's
Tyrone Thornhill?
No. He's black kid. He's mixed, but always looked like he's angry all the time. But he did a couple of shows in studio with us, but I can't think of his name, which is so crazy.
Oh, Simon Nash.
Simon Nash. I think Simon Nash is a awful host, and I've told him that. But he's an amazing feature.
He's
an amazing, amazing feature comic. But as a host, he got the face that doesn't smile. He's not welcoming. And I'm just like, dude, you as a host, you had to be like, hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for coming out to Bonkers or the Improv. Hey, keep your table talk to a minimum. Cell phones and vibrator silent. Let's have a good time tonight. Like that, you have to be there as a host. You can't come up and be like, yo, so the world sucks. Yeah. You're like, what? I just sat down, bro. Like I just ordered a drink. Why is the world sucking? And I've told him that I said, dude, I'll never book you again as a host, but I have you as a feature anytime.
Yeah, he is funny feature. He's smart. He's very, very smart material. But you're right.
Everybody
doesn't have the personality.
I've never heard a joke of his. I've never seen him perform.
Really? He's
smart.
He's so funny, bro. He's really funny. And I just think as a host, you know, like you said, you got to have that personality where you come out and understand the show isn't about you. You may be the funniest person. I've hosted plenty of times where I'm the funniest person on the show, but it's not my show. So I still have to build it to where you guys ready for the feature act. This kid's so funny coming from Los Angeles. You got to build it. They had a lot of, you've seen them on blah, blah, blah. You got to build it as that to let them know whoever coming out is the greatest comedian you've ever seen in your life. Even if they're not.
True. That's true. You got to have, I think it all comes down to, you have to have some kind of energy. If you don't give the audience energy, they're not going to give you any back. No. It's like, if you're upset, you're sad about being on stage, they're going to be like, well, I don't want to see this.
Wow. So, why did I come here? Now, the feature act can have no energy. That's the feature. But as the host, man, you the master of ceremonies.
That's right. You set the tone. So if you're sad and you're down, no energy, then the audience is sad, down, no energy, and it's just digging. You are digging your way out of that hole.
And that's why I do think they deserve to get paid more, because they should get paid more. For a good host, you should get some money. You know, it's a skill.
I'm mad at that. It is a different skill set, man. So shout out to them. But we got to mention something real quick, man, because it's very important to me. June 16th, very special day, because it is one of the most prolific MC's birthday to ever have lived, in my opinion. It's Tupac's birthday.
Oh, the background dancer for Digital Underground. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that is how he started. Mike is correct.
He is correct, Mike. Kudos for you. You get 2 black points for that one.
What can I trade him in for?
You get 18 points. You can say the N-word once. That's what
it's not around us.
Just not around
you, Mike. I love you, Mike. You my brother, but if you say it, I got to kill you because I just have to.
I understand, man.
Not only was Tupac a rapper, he was an actor, he was an activist, but he's important to me and my family because I met my wife so many years ago, 27 years ago, at a Tupac movie. It was Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. So I will always have love and respect for Tupac because he got me my baby. That's right.
Lucky and Justice.
Lucky and Justice, man.
I saw it in the theater, and all I remember was he was a mailman trying to hook up with Janet Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know the story behind that? She made him get an HIV test.
What?
For the kissing scene. Yep.
What?
Wow.
Yep. The story is, and I don't know how true it is. You know, stuff come out of Hollywood, but she made Tupac get an HIV test for the kissing scene.
Hey. I remember that scene when he tried to hook up with her when he first met her at the salon. He walked in as a mailman, and he was the boss. Okay, the boss lady was standing there with Janet Jackson, and Janet Jackson's looking at Tupac. He's trying to kick game. It's like, oh, you want to smell my punani? He's like, yeah. So the older woman blew her breath at Tupac.
That's right. That's right. Oh man.
Which for a lot of dudes, he would have been even more attracted to them at that point. Yeah.
Did I hear it from you, Ken, or did I read the article where Jada Pinkett Smith was like best friends with Tupac for years and years? And Will Smith was always just kind of having to deal with that.
On our 8-hour drive to Mobile. I told you about the East Coast, West Coast beat. Mike know what's up. And you know, I'm a Biggie fan. I'm a diehard Bad Boy fan for life. And I'm also a Pac fan. And there's besides no Vaseline, nothing hits harder than Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
Hit 'Em Up is
Yeah.
one of the evilest diss songs I've ever heard in my life. And Mike know I explained it to Mike for 8 hours on the way there.
Yeah.
I let him know what was going on, who had beef,
Yeah.
why they had beef, and they shouldn't have had beef. Everybody know Pac made that beef up to sell records.
Yeah.
Biggie and Pac never had an issue with each other. Suge got Pac out of jail. The rumor was that Big set Pac up, which he didn't. And
No, he
Pac
didn't.
wanted to sell some records, and he did. All Eyes on Me sold 10 million copies, which is crazy for a hip hop album.
Yeah, it was.
The Machiavelli album sold 7 million copies. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, Pac sold albums off of a beef that wasn't really a beef, but at the same time, he still was a great hip hop artist, and he was a pretty good actor.
Yeah,
so happy birthday to Pac, man.
Happy birthday
So
to him.
if that was all made up, then who did kill Tupac?
A lot of theories out there.
The theory is, and I believe this theory, that Orlando Jones killed Tupac, who was a
Wait a minute, the comedian?
No. We make it 7-Up Global, baby.
Yeah. I was gonna because I've heard stories about Mike Epps, but never Orlando Jones.
Yeah, no, Orlando. I believe a guy named Orlando Jones had something to do. So during the Mike Tyson fight, I think he was fighting Selden in Vegas, and Orlando Jones. I could have his last name wrong, but I think it's Orlando Jones. Suge and Pac jumped him that night. They beat him up. It's a video of them stomping him out in a casino in Las Vegas. And then 30 minutes later, a guy's pulled up to Pac, shoot Pac. Well, the car that was linked to that shooting was owned by a friend of Orlando Jones.
That's a big coincidence, right?
Yeah. So, and then Orlando Jones also dies, gets murdered, like a year or two later. So if you go through all the movies or anything that's ever been done about Pac, everything leads back to Orlando Jones and the fact that Suge was a Blood, Orlando Jones and his people were Crips. So
okay, I put Tupac Orlando. I put Tupac Orlando Jones into Google, and I'm not seeing anything. So I hate to think that people listening think we're just blaming the Sprite guy for the past 5 minutes, but because I can't find
the 7-Up guy.
Yeah, right. I can't find anything about this guy's name, so I'm not sure if you got the name right there, Ken.
Now, when Pac first got shot, which was at Quiet Studios, when he blamed it on Big, the rumor is that Haitian Jack, who was also one of the guys that brought Wyclef into the scene, had something to do with Pac being murdered.
I got you right here, man. 1996, Death Row Records, Kingpin Marion Suge Knight and Suge's gang of Bloods beat up a Southside Crip named Orlando Baby Lane Anderson.
Okay, Orlando Anderson. Okay.
Sorry, Orlando Jones.
I knew Orlando was his name. I knew Orlando was at least his first name. So, the thing was, Pac got shot in the studio going to see Big, so he assumed that Puffy and Big had something to do with it, and they didn't. And so Big released a song called "Who Shot You," which is my favorite Big song, which was released when Pac got shot. So when Pac was in jail, he was like, everybody was like, "Yo, dog, this about you." And Big did that song way before.
Way
him
before
him and Pac, and because they were like
brothers.
Imagine if Mike, if I got you shot.
Hey, but we got to take a quick break, guys.
We're gonna leave on that? Jeez.
I got Mike shot, maybe in the Frosting uniform.
Welcome back, everybody. You're still listening to Real Laughs on 104.1. Got a quick reminder for you guys. This is James John, your host. Be sure to listen to us on the iHeart app, Spotify, and iTunes. And you can always follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube. That's right. You can watch as we deliver all these funny jokes to you guys each and every week. Now, I wanted to ask a question to Mr. Ken because he's given us our greatest segment to date now, our retro movie review. That's right. But Ken actually has a newer film that he loves so much that he wanted to share it with us. So it's not going to be retro. It's going to be a little bit modern.
First of all, let me interrupt you right there.
Yes,
I don't mind you crapping. I don't mind you crapping on James's choice of movies. That's fine.
Yes.
But Hudson Hawk, I gave you Hudson Hawk. Last week you said, I didn't get a chance. Then this week you said, I only watched 25 minutes. All your comments about movies are null and void from here on out. You have absolutely no taste. Hudson Hawk, greatest movie all time.
Whatever. Don't listen
all
to Mike.
Time.
By the way, you can cop Justice League Dark Apocalypse right now, Best Buy for $9. I just got it today.
It's only $9.
It's $9 right now. I got it on group Slick Deals, but that's James. Mind your business.
He got it.
Okay,
he got it for free because he said he mentioned it on 104.1. All right, but I had to say my piece, and now you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
And I'm a Bruce Willis guy. Die Hard is probably my second favorite series of all time behind Rocky. Right. It's Rocky, Die Hard, and then I don't know, and then the Bourne Identities are my third.
Oh,
and,
okay. Not bad.
But I started watching Hudson Hawk and I couldn't finish it, but whatever. So last night, me and wifey was going to bed and we picked a movie, and I picked a movie called The Hunt. Now, The Hunt is about a group of people, and it's funny because it's a group of Republicans that get picked up by a group of Democrats.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, and they get
liberals,
dropped.
Not Democrats.
Liberals and conservatives. So they drop the conservatives off in the woods and they hunt these people. But the thing is, all the people that they picked, it's supposed to not be a real thing. Like this is not real, but they actually picked people who are against their cause. So it was like people who are against the liberal cause, or snowflakes, or whatever you want to call them. And it's
Die Hard. It's what do you call the people? It's extreme right.
Extreme right wing, right. It was it was supposed to be political. You can see it was supposed to be political, and it was such a great movie, bro. It was, and my wife fell asleep on it. I stayed up and watched it. When it was done, I watched it again. It's done by Blumhouse. And Blumhouse has some of my favorite movies. It's done by Blumhouse, and Hilary Swank is in it. I think she's one of the most popular people in it. The guy from This Is Us is in it, but he gets killed in like the first 30 seconds. And my wife was like, "Oh my God, he dead already?" And then she fell asleep.
And I know we can't give it away, but there's some interesting plot twists in this movie as well that you can't give away. Yeah,
I don't want to give it away. I don't want to spoiler alert, but I am. But
no.
Okay, I'm not going to spoiler alert, but just understand the hero in the movie gets confused with being alt-right.
Okay.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody where you're like, no, I know you voted for this person. And like, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. Well, why? Because you white. Wait,
well, spoiler alert. what happens is, and this is only one of the twists, Mike. There's a lot of them. You won't. It's a lot
of twists.
They picked people's names that were affiliated with alt-right, and her name was the same as another woman.
As a person that they should have picked
the wrong one.
And they picked the wrong one.
This sounds like
they picked the wrong one. But Mike, when I tell you this, it is action from 5 minutes of the movie to the end of the movie.
Wow!
It had me gripped the whole time, and I had to watch it again.
What was that movie we were just talking about a couple of weeks ago that came out on Netflix where they're already working on the part 2? It had Thor. Back to playing.
Thor. The Thor movie. What's the Thor movie, James?
Extraction.
Yeah. So it was like that, like just bam, bam, bam from the get-go.
Bam, 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 and it was parts of the movie. You're like, oh my God, they're going to get away, and then you find out that there are people on the side of
because when you start telling me about it, you guys remember in high school we all had to read that story, like The Most Dangerous Game, where a rich dude picks up people, flies them out to him. And then I think John Leguizamo did like a comedy version of that storyline, and then I think Ice-T did a version where he
The Most Dangerous Game,
where it was just all that. So this sounds like that same kind of storyline, people hunting people, but with a political twist.
But it's funny.
Oh, it's a comedy.
It's a comedy, but it's also it's a very, very dark comedy. It's very dark comedy. Also, shout out to Dark Apocalypse.
How much are you getting paid? We're supposed to split this stuff 4 ways.
Like, it's such a good movie. I'm so sorry. I had to buy it. It's such a good movie. But it was really good, and I give this movie 2 crown apples on a roll.
Oh, wow!
It was that good.
Okay, 2 out of what though?
No,
that's like thumbs up,
bro.
That's as high as you can get.
On the rocks. It was such a good movie, and I told my wife, and because like I said, she fell asleep. I said, you got to watch it. You got to watch it because we had like a bunch of movies lined up. Like when we lay down at night, we're like, well, let's put a movie on, and we were gonna do what is it? Underwater, the movie when that 6
I saw it.
Yeah, we were gonna do that.
It's not. It's actually not bad at all. Watch that one.
I already saw it. I didn't want to tell her.
Oh, Ken!
So she can't listen to this show tonight. I already saw it. But anyway,
I will say this right now, though, Ken. If you watch a movie without your wife, they consider that cheating.
I know. That's why I didn't.
They do. Bro, they consider that cheating.
So The Hunt, it is such a great movie, but also Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, baby. Make sure you check it out. It's so good.
Removing you from stream right now. So The Hunt, what's it on? It's on Netflix, Hulu?
No, I actually had to rent it.
Amazon?
The rental. Yeah. Amazon. I think we got it on Amazon. I think we did Amazon Prime.
When did it come out? When was it released?
It's been out for a couple of months. So
it was in the movies.
It was in the movies right before COVID hit. Right before COVID hit. So right now you can go check it out. Matter of fact, it made. You know, I'm always about the money. It was $14 million budget. It only made $8 million at the box office because, you know, the whole thing with COVID.
But it's probably one of those movies that if it's as good as you say, it's going to get that underground following. And
it's one of the underground following. You know, Rotten Tomatoes didn't love it. And to me, when a movie's bad on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to love the movie.
Yeah,
I'm going to love the movie.
But I listen to the audience meter on Rotten Tomatoes more than I listen to the critics. Because if the audience is telling me it's 90%, I'm gonna probably agree with normal people. Yeah, man. So I ain't mad at it. I'm gonna check The Hunt out. I wanted to see that, but I read up on it, so I know a couple things about it. All right, The Hunt.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. It's I give it 2 crown apples. Like the main character is she plays Liberty Bell on the TV the Netflix show Glow Wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays there.
Her.
She's also in Nurse Jackie. She was in the Grudge. She was in Coffee and Kareem. So she's been in a few things, but she was so good, bro. I loved it, man. And like I said, I watched it twice.
I'll check it out tonight.
I watched it back to back. That's how much I love the movie.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Well, thank you for giving us something we all can go stream right now. We'll check it out. I believe it is on Prime. You can rent that. So I want to give you guys some things that you can get for, upcoming gifts for people. Christmas is not too far away. And of course,
Father's Day is right here, man.
Bro, nobody cares. But anyway, nobody cares. Ken, anybody care?
My kid's like, Dad, where you taking me?
Exactly.
I was like, what?
Cares. Okay, but we'll put this out there. Now, these are all inventions that come from one great place. That's right. My heritage, Ken. These are all inventions from Japan. Okay, that's right. My people over there.
Baby. I love Japan. Right.
Do you? We know why.
Yeah. Black and Japanese porno, my favorite.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, now they got something over there. Now we all know that smart devices, like as far as appliances, like refrigerators and all that stuff like that, smartphones, smart homes, thanks to Alexa, all those things exist. But did you know in Japan, they got something called a smart bra? That's right. A smart bra. Now, let me explain, Mike. I see your face. You're kind of confused. Now, how this works is designed to include a system that detects when a person who's wearing it feels a certain way. So only when they're in the mood will this bra actually come off. So it's more of a challenge than an actual apparatus, if you will. You get what I'm saying, Mike? Mike, you still look confused. Okay, if the woman gets turned on, boobies come out.
Man, I ain't got time to break the code to pick the lock.
That's even the greatest invention the Japanese people did.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get rid of that and just put a facial scan. So when my face is right here, door opens.
Or you just say, Alexa, open bra.
James has some real inventions. That ain't even the best thing they invented.
That's real, though. That is real, bro.
James, I got the top 10 things that Japanese people invented that's way better than that.
No. Okay, I got one more, though, Ken. I got 2 more, actually. What about this? It's the remote control. Okay, because let me preface it by saying this. Your wife makes us do things at home. Some things we don't want to do, like clean the house and whatnot. Sometimes we got to mop.
Everything.
Yes. Yes. Like everything. I ain't saying that. Ken Miller said that.
Hold on, let me change my voice. Like everything. That was Miguel Colon.
Bro, my Alexa's going on. Okay, anyway, you know how you got to mop sometimes? Ken, you got to mop the floor. It says mop it. Well, the Japanese know. You know how you make a chore fun? You make it into a game. They got a remote control mop that comes with a remote control, so you can mop. Well, it looks like a race car too. So you know what I mean? That's smart. That's how
so
you
can
do
hear
it.
up, down, left, right,
Left, right, left, right.
select
And
start,
get 30
and do the
lives.
whole house for 30 days. It do the whole house
For 30 days, man. Okay, this one's for me. One more invention, Ken. You can tell me yours. Okay, you know how sometimes you're sitting at home and you would love to get up and get something to drink, or you're hungry, but you're like, man, I'm so tired, and the fridge is all the way in the kitchen. Well, the Japanese have made the very first walking fridge. You can just go on your phone and say, fridge, come to me, and it knows where you're at. It will bring the
How
fridge.
big the fridge, though, James? Is it the big fridge?
No, not the big fridge.
That'll scare the hell out of me. If a big fridge walked up on me and I'm drunk, bruh.
I'll tell you what, guys. I know you guys have both been married for a long time. And I just got to say, if this is a problem in Japan where you can't get the bra off, you got to get your own drinks, and you need to remote control mop the floor, it's time to get a divorce because someone's not pulling their weight.
Don't get married, Mike.
Yo, bro. Hey, Ken, imagine if he just kept bringing you drinks, though.
Yeah. I mean, after the 10th drink, me and the fridge probably going to have sex.
How you going to get the bra?
All right, Ken, we got time for maybe like your top one or two. Do you have something from Japan?
All of them. Okay, real quick. DVDs, video camera, digital camera, Walkman, CD, karaoke, videotape recorder, electronic calculators, the ramen noodle, and the rice cooker. How is the ramen noodle not your number one Japanese invention? James, the ramen noodle should be your number one, baby. Oodles and noodles should be number one Japanese invention.
Number one invention is CDs.
Yo.
Really, guys? Really? On Tupac's birthday, this holiest of days?
We did these nuts in months, B.
Got it!
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
Can't you said it? I was waiting. I was waiting, man.
I believe Japanese did karaoke though, because they love karaoke in Asian countries. They love karaoke.
Hey,
but oodles and noodles should be number one.
Oodles and noodles.
Oodles and noodles. Ramen noodles, baby.
Oh my gosh, that was so great, Ken. Thank you.
Mike, take control of this, bro. Take control. James and got me started, bro.
Oh, CDs. Guys, don't go anywhere.
Old.
We'll be right back with more real laughs and CDs nuts. We're still
This the show, bro. This the show.
I just peed on myself.
Oh man.
Welcome back, everybody. You're still having fun with Real Laughs on 104.1. I'm your host, Mr. James Yon. I'm joined by a bevy of funny comedians. I got Mike Hurley and the Godfather of Orlando, Mr. Ken Miller. Don't you laugh.
I'm going to spit my drink out, B.
Bevy.
Now, man, I want to talk to you guys about something back in the day when we were growing up, being young kids. First, let me ask you guys this. At what age did you guys realize that girls were no longer icky? Or did you ever think that girls were gross?
Oh, 9 months.
You were 9 months.
I was making out with girls in daycare when I was 9 months.
And he means
two Pampers, baby.
He means 9 months, as in when he came out of the womb, he was at 9 months, and he looked at the nurse. He's like, "You can spank me again."
I looked at the nurse and I was like, "Mama."
Baby, hungry.
It was a young kid.
Yo, where that at? Hold on, can I say that? I don't even know.
No, we can't.
We're gonna get fined for this one.
We can't use that little baby player spread around.
Oh man, straight up, babe. Goo Goo Gaga had mad phone numbers. Mad. You know how much how much booty Goo Goo Gaga can get you, bro?
Ken was walking around with a Fisher Price phone on his hip going, "You gonna call later?"
The little one that you can roll
with
around.
With the eyeballs.
With the eyeballs.
Except Ken's was always just winking.
Yo, girl, what's your number? Goo Goo Gaga. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement. I never was one of those little kids that thought girls were icky. I always one of those kids like, I don't know exactly what's going on, but there's something about them girls that I kind of like. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
something about them.
I remember in kindergarten, they used to, on your birthday, and this is how stupid you are as a kid, because it was your birthday, you were allowed to walk down to the cafeteria to get the milk to bring back to your classroom for snack time. Now I look back and go, isn't that kind of like manual labor on your birthday? But at the time, it was a big privilege. But here was the thing, you were allowed to pick someone to go with you. So that was always my move. Like, I'd wait for my birthday and be like, yo, girl, you want to go get some milk with me?
I hear you, Mike. I hear you, baby.
How about you, James? What age did the opposite sex start appealing to Mr. James Dawson?
Hold on. First of all, before we do this, James Dawson, do we need to hold on, is it James Durrell Dawson Jan? Do we
Derek Darrison?
What is it? What is it, Derek?
Darren.
James Darren Dawson Jan.
Yes. The third Esquire.
JD. I'm calling you JD from now on. JD. Yeah. So, do we need to bleep this show out for Michelle? No, won't you get murdered?
This is before Michelle, man.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Here's what happened to me though. I knew girls were a fascinating thing because of a show I watched way too early. I shouldn't have been watching. Do you guys remember this British sketch show called The Benny Hill Show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Benny Hill was my favorite as a little kid. I didn't know what I was watching, but I just knew I liked it. Remember every time the little music would go off the yeah, and they were always running around in lingerie,
like bikinis and stuff. Yeah.
And bikinis. Bro, yeah. I was like 4 years old going, I don't know what it is about that lady, but I like it. So
wasn't
bro, I was happy like.
Wasn't that your original bio, James John, aka the Black Benny Hill? Wasn't that?
Yes. Yo, I had to be 4 years old. But see, I was different. I always liked older women when I was little. So I always had a crush on my teachers, not girls in my class. So I always, this is one lady, I can't remember her, Miss Fran. That was her name, Miss Fran, bro. It was way back in the day.
See, that's your problem. You were going to school in the 80s and 90s. You could have gone in like the 2000s when you could have had a chance with her.
You could have actually slept with somebody.
Yeah. Yo, teachers were hitting like crazy in the 2000s.
Yeah, because the teachers was ugly back in our days, but now I'm like, yo, this teacher fine. When how did Barry start teaching school?
I think it was. I think it was Daniel Tash who used to say, he's like, hey, yeah, I know you guys are all going to UGG, but I'll tell you right now, I hooked up with my 6th grade teacher, and I know some of you are like, oh, that's disgusting, even more so because you were homeschooled by your father.
That's so nasty, bro.
God dang.
So let me ask you this. My oldest is 10. And I had my heart on my sleeve since like kindergarten. What grade is that,
Mike? I can't remember. What grade?
He's going into 5th, man.
Okay, yeah, because that was me. 5th grade was when I was ready.
So, like, I had crushes on girls from, like, kindergarten on. You know, you're always picking that good Valentine for that one girl. You pick out that best one to give her and stuff like that. But he hasn't really come home talking about crushes or anything like that. So, do you remember the first, like, we're talking elementary school. Do you remember that first girl you had a crush on?
Yes, sir.
What'd you do, Ted?
Okay, so I got 3 of them. All right, so but you understand, in North Carolina, K through 3 is one school, and then 4 and 5 is another school.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, K through 3, I went to a school across the street from me. Then 4 and 5, I got bus to school. Then it was middle school and high school. So in 3rd grade, was a young chick named Malika Roman, who used to beat me up every day, bruh.
That's how they show you. That's how they show you they like you.
I didn't know that. I used to go home crying to my mom, like, oh my God, this girl used to beat me up all the time. And then come to find out that she had a crush on me. That's why she used to beat me up.
Aww.
In 5th grade, her name was Kelly Abrams. I never forget. She was a white girl, and she was from Great Britain, and was my first kiss.
Oh,
my first kiss, because she left and went back to South Carolina, and she gave me a kiss because we were like best friends. But in high school, my high school sweetheart was a girl named Courtney Jarrell. They not listening to this show. And then I went to the military, and she was my girlfriend at the time. Never wrote me at all. And I was like, no, I'm marrying this girl. I ain't heard from this girl for like 25 years. So Malika Roman, Kelly Abrams, and then Courtney Jarrell. But then, now my love is my wife.
Mm-hmm. He said,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to get murdered.
What about, what about you, James? When you were chasing down teachers, did you ever settle for someone your age?
Yeah, I did, man. I was always, I'm a romantic. I always have been. So I had my heart broken a million times because every week in school, I would fall in love with a different girl. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, oh, I want that girl. Oh, I loved it. Oh, I like that one.
That's how I know you're a Tupac fan. You're a sucker for love, Pac.
Sucker for love, man. I really am. Had my heart broken. I'm like Lil Wayne. I like her, and I like her too. Like, so I never settled with one girl when I was younger. I fell into a very deep relationship with this girl. Y'all all know when I was 17, and we've been rocking together ever since. High school sweethearts. Talk about Michelle Galarza Yon. Dawson Jenkins, Latoya.
She got the same amount of names as James, bro.
27 years strong.
Dude, I've always been like a late bloomer when it actually came to getting my first kiss or having sex for the first time. But like I remember in kindergarten, first grade, my crush was this girl named Debbie Vasco. Redheaded girl with freckles. I totally like Charlie Browned it, man. And I think it was having that relationship early on that caused me to have problems with redheads for the rest of my life, you know? Ooh. So once you date a ginger, prepare to get injured. That's how it goes down, man. That's how it goes down. But my first kiss, a redhead in high school, it was my freshman year, first kiss that like, I didn't know what we were doing. I went to kiss, and she stuck her whole tongue down my mouth, and I kind of pulled back at first, but my best friend at the time happened to be walking by because it was right by his locker, and he goes, "Damn, man, your mouth opens as big as a house when you kiss." And that stuck with me for the rest of my life because that was my first kiss, and someone just shouted out how bad I was from the sidelines, like a bad, you know? So
now Mike can't finish unless somebody's there putting him down.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. But
girl, tell me how ugly I am.
But you know, I feel like maybe kids today are missing something, like, because you would find that girl you liked, and then for lack of a better word, you would obsess over her.
Obsess.
And
Mike,
now it just seems like
earlier about Valentine's Day. You get her something Valentine's.
Yeah. It's too many options now, man. Too many options because there's always, not my kids because they're not dating yet, obviously. But when I talk to younger guys, it's always like, oh, I'm dating this girl, but I'm also working on this girl. When I don't know about you guys, I had that one girl, and that's what I was going for.
That's what I want.
If that didn't work out, whatever. But nowadays, people are like, oh, that girl ain't calling me back. Let me flip through my phone, find someone else.
And I'm that guy, dude. I had like 8 girlfriends. I've always had, besides right now, I only got one wife.
But, good save.
But I've always, during the dating phase, when I was dating, I've always dated multiple women. When I was single, I just, because you're trying to figure out, if you go get a car, you test drive mad cars. You don't just, you don't get the first car you drive.
If you go buy ice cream, you sample every flavor.
Yo, if you go to, what's the ice cream place we always talk? You go to Jeremiah's, let me sample like 8 of them joints before I decide that I'm gonna get the tropical mango.
I feel like my advice for my kids is gonna be terrible when it comes to when they want to start dating, because my advice is always, what's worked for me is sit there, be totally unaware girls into you until they get frustrated and finally just go, "Don't you get it? I'm into you." And I go, "Oh yeah, we can date." Like, Mike,
that's Mike. Had them call Uncle Ken.
No, dude, I don't need grandbabies when they're 12. All right.
First of all, grandkids, you ready for grandkids? I seen your belly. You got grandkids. You got granddaddy belly. You ready?
Yeah. You want to check belly over there? You Billy Goat. Look at that beard, man.
Yo,
you fell asleep under a tree for 80 years.
This is probably Billy Goat's gruff, bro. Hey, look, my son just told me straight up. He says, "Hey, look, Pops, it's the girl I work with at Publix. I'm about to make you a young granddad." I said, "I'm ready. I'm ready to be a granddaddy, bro. I got an extra room just for a grandkid."
True that. I'm ready for that too.
I'm ready to be a granddaddy, B. I'll be a cool granddaddy. All you got to do is feed them full of sugar, then take their ass home.
Amen. I can't wait.
Beat them with a bag of flour every other day.
Well, James, what's going to be your granddaddy name? My name Pop.
I I just want to be Pops.
Yeah,
I
already got his name. I'm Red Daddy.
I look like a Pops, man. Like, hey, Pops.
Mr. Hurley.
Wow.
They can't even call you granddad. They gotta call you Mr.
We keep it formal in this house, Ken.
Nice, Mr. Hurley.
You be like, hey, granddad, what did you call me, boy?
You can call me Mike if you're nasty. Yeah.
Oh.
This the show, James.
This is it. Oh, before I forget, Ken, I think you're gonna start doing comedy soon, but not this weekend, right?
Nah, I ain't doing this weekend. Nah, this weekend, it's Father's Day this weekend, man. Me and my son going golfing, and then I'm taking the rest of my family fishing because Sean's dad used to take her fishing when she was a kid. So we always go fishing for her dad. No, lie. She never went fishing with her dad, and so once he passed, we go fishing for that. But me and Junior going golfing, man. We're going to Top Golf this weekend.
Oh, I didn't know you golf, Ken.
Oh, I'm terrible. I got to do something with my son so he don't bring no grandkid home.
Oh, okay. Why don't you buy him condoms?
baby. It's 2020, baby. We raw dogging these years.
Oh, okay. COVID everywhere.
Yeah. He ready to get COVID instead of AIDS. But go ahead.
Well, hey, shout out to all the fathers there.
No, James and I are actually back on the road this Wednesday.
We picked
up a gig. Yeah, we picked up a gig a one-nighter down in Vasani, just a one-nighter.
Or Charlotte.
Another
co-headline.
My favorite clubs.
And I think they got Lavelle Crawford there the rest of the weekend, so they just need to fill in the Wednesday, and they asked me and James come down. We're bringing Kevin White to open up for us, too.
Which is so crazy because it's an Italian place, but the salmon is my favorite.
Hey, thank you guys for listening. We got to go. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow right here on 104.1 Real Last.